Hashtag free Michael. Here's my disclaimer before you watch this video. I am not aligned with any single party. This is not legal or technical review. I have no skills, no experience, no legal, no professional legal following anything. I have, like, these are merely my hot takes, period. I'm not an expert witness. I'm not a witness. I am not a lawyer. I am not an expert in weaponry or any of the above. So here's my disclaimer that anything you watch here is purely my personal opinion and not by any means anything legally affiliated with the case of the attempted murder trial of Michael Barisone. Let's go. It's the moment we've been waiting for since August of 2019 when I was walking through the forest headed to the European Dressage Championships, and I got the message that Michael Barisone had shot someone. And for the record, I never asked whom he shot. I simply asked if she survived. I knew this was going to come to a head. Lauren Kanarek has a long history of chaos. And it was 2 weeks where I took a royal beating on the internet when I said, I 100% stand behind Michael Barisone because I know the history of this woman, her partner, and Michael Barisone well enough to know that I 100% stood behind him. Now, a few weeks of really taking an internet beating for saying that. And as a victim of violence, I get why it comes across the way it did. So a few weeks later, she came out of a coma and she explained to the internet why I stood behind Michael Barisone. So here's my 20 hot takes of Michael Barisone's week 1 of his attempted murder trial. There's a lot of crazy things in this trial, and feel free to comment in the section below if you have details that actually clear it up, because I'm kind of watching, kind of trying to get work done, kind of a lot of things, and there's a lot of details that it's really hard to map together. So feel free to help me out, add whatever you can to the chat. I'll do another hot takes video next weekend as well to wrap up the next following week. Hopefully we can get some clarity. I don't think we will, but we'll try and get some clarity. All right, 20 hot takes. First of all, why didn't Lauren Kanarek leave? That's the big question. If she knew she was not welcome at the barn, things were tense. She's saying she wasn't asked to leave, but doesn't matter. I've left plenty of stables where I felt uncomfortable. It was time to leave, time to move on, time to pack your bags and get out of there. The pearls, you guys, the pearls. The fake grandmother's pearls are priceless to me. She's literally a meth addict. It's on the record that she is a meth addict. They've put caps on her teeth. They have filled in her face. They have dolled her all up, literally a meth addict. And they put her in these pearls to make her look like an upstanding citizen. I digress. Let's get into the good stuff. The cops, this is like the definition of how not to handle a crime scene. So they show up at the crime scene. There's Michael Barisone on the ground, completely beat to crap, his arms mangled. Yeah, he's barely cognizant at this point, has no idea what's happening, doesn't know where he is. You've got Lauren Kanarek, 2 bullet holes in her shoulder and chest area, bleeding out. The cops arrive and say, who did it? The juice monkey meth addict that's standing there says, that guy. And it was like an open and shut case for them. They didn't even swab Rob's hands to see if there was gun residue on his hands. What? What? I could go on. There's so many more details that were missed. It rained, things went missing. Rob is running around the crime scene, fixing things, chasing the dog. Once he gets the dog, he goes in the house where the video footage goes missing. So many things of how badly cops have screwed this one up. All right, we're on to number 5. 5 already. All right. Why was Rob not charged with attempted murder as well? There is audio of him almost killing Michael Barisone. He fully and openly admits it in court that he's choked Michael Barisone to the point of unconsciousness. Why is Rob not being charged with assault or attempted murder as well? That I don't understand that. I don't know law well enough, but it doesn't make sense to me why there's not more charges being laid here. The dog, fun fact, random fact, weird fact. The dog bit Michael Barisone in the groin. I don't know what kind of dog it is. Anybody know? But poor guy. What, like life's not bad enough. So Lauren Kanarek takes a stand, all dolled up, can't remember anything. Somebody in the comments section said, I bet she can't even remember a dressage test if she can't remember anything. And I laughed, and I'm like, that's probably the case, but she can't, because she always has readers. As an Olympian, that's what you do, right? Anyway, one of the witnesses also said, the judge said one of the witnesses was complaining that somebody, while she was on the stand, was complaining that somebody was making fun of her looks. That wouldn't be me here at Dressage Hub doing that. I didn't do it in the chat, for the record, just on Dressage Hub. So they turned off the comments, like they're controlling the narrative on the outside. And why is the witness watching the comments while she's on the stand? Oh my, I can't even with this right now. Again, so poorly mismanaged. If so, like someone can be feeding you lines. Like if you're watching comments, someone could be feeding you information, text message. I don't even know right now. I don't even know what to say. Okay. Justin Harden, she says that she didn't look up DCIS. Justin Harden is being blamed for stealing her phone and looking up twice. I don't know about you guys. Like I haven't stole a phone ever, but if I did, I would go for the good stuff. Like I would be going through some juicy text messages, like maybe Facebook chat, WhatsApp, whatever, right? Maybe Snapchat. I certainly wouldn't be going to look up DCIS. So I'm not saying that Justin did or didn't steal her phone, but I'm saying I'm having a hard time believing that he stole her phone to look up DCIS and that she didn't call DCIS. I think it's DCIS, is what was in question. Feel free to correct me on any of this, because like I said, it's been a crazy week of trying to take notes, trying to get work done, all of the things. So let's start with Rob. I'm not even going to get into Lauren's testimony just yet, because it's so hard to comprehend because she doesn't remember anything. Rob is a Marine. He's a veteran, ex-Marine, retired Marine, veteran, okay? He says, day one, he says, I'm not familiar with guns. And there's me working away, and you could see my face go, what? I don't know how you put those two together, but like that was my response. So then the next day, the lawyer calls him out on it and says, well, yesterday you said you weren't familiar with guns, but here's evidence that perhaps you are, like, you know, your guns posted on your Facebook page. And then he said, well, I didn't say that yesterday. God, it's got to be so frustrating for lawyers at this point. Then he's talking about how Lauren gets shot. He says he goes and runs for his life. I'm not American, like I'm Canadian, but from my understanding of what a Marine is they're like the heroes, like they're like the ones charging down the doors in battle. Not like I would run for my life, I guess. Like, so I'm just saying, like, I don't know, but I feel like, anyway. So he on the stand, he also admits to drug addiction, says he went through rehab 7 years ago, but he's had a few relapses since then, including, he didn't say this, maybe possibly this morning before he took the stand, he had a relapse. Maybe, I don't know, but maybe. Like, I would have asked the question of how long has it been since he used, not that he would tell you the truth, but most people who've been through rehab will give you like an exact time date. Like it's been 3 years, 6 days, right? He's like, oh, I've relapsed a few times, like every day, I guess, is a relapse. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on this, my hot takes, okay? Rob says that once Lauren gets shot, she ran, but he's busy running into the house. So how's he seeing that? And then she's saying she crawled. I don't know, because he's saying she shot him from over the hedge, or he shot her over the hedge, but the forensics say that it was shot from the front of the truck end upward, and her bullet wounds are upward. Also, I'm going to say Michael Barisone doesn't own guns, doesn't shoot on a regular basis, and both gunshots are like very close together on Lauren Kanarek. And so I feel like you need a little more skill to have 2 shots in the exact same place, in a safe place to hit someone without dying. I'm just saying, it seems like somebody with a little more skill with weaponry. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Michael Barisone is a craftsman and using guns, but I feel like recoil, whatnot, if you're not used to guns, it seems that having 2 holes relatively close together would be an exception in skills. To say, not impossible. I'm just saying it's a little bit strange as far as my hot takes. These are only my hot takes. Her trajectory of her bullet holes is upwards. Michael Barisone is 6'3". She's 5'4". There was also, Rob claims he was shot. Okay, sure. We'll buy that for a second. Lauren Kanarek's hand on the first day, they said it was also shot. Again, it hasn't really been brought up again. There's only 2 shell casings. The whole thing is a bit weird. So after she gets shot and Rob almost kills Mike Barisone, and then the cop gets there and he's like, yeah, it's theirs. The cop lets Rob run around, chase the dog around for a little bit, cleaning up the crime scene, runs into the house, takes the dog in the house, videotapes disappear. I'm just saying, it all seems a little convenient. This is my hot takes. My hot takes, that's it. Shooting angles. All the shots were from the front of the truck and over to the house towards the, it doesn't add up with what Lauren and Rob both have different shooter locations. So if you've been watching along and you can actually align Lauren and Rob's stories, can you help me out? Because I, for the love of my life, like I can't align them anywhere, right? Like what she's saying is one thing and what he's saying is so polar opposite. Like there's no, for me, there's no place that I've been able to like hinge them and say, okay, this was the point at which they're saying this happened. Like there's this Google phone. I don't really know whose phone it is. So if you guys caught that, let me know. But she's saying she beat Michael Barisone with it for 7 minutes. And he's saying that there's no way she could. She was not capable at that point. So I don't know. We don't know whose phone it is. We don't, I can't even. The shooting angles are weird. We're on to hot takes number 16 already. Sorry guys, I've been numbering these for you, but I've got them all written down. There's 20 of them. So there's 7 in the magazine. The last word ended on Friday. There's 7 shots in the magazine that was submitted to the police. That means that gun can hold 7 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. So 1 is missing. But then there's another gun that was broken, like couldn't fire. And then in the testimony, Rob is saying that he knew the magazine was empty. So it means that he somehow knew, and he was like, oh, I don't know, there was a couple shots fired. But then where are the shell casings? And like, where's that magazine? If the one that there's, I'm so, and I don't know, because like, I'm not, like I said, I haven't followed close. I feel like it needs like your undivided attention, and I don't have that kind of time to give to it right now. So please help me if you can. If you know the details and you have these details, fill them in for me. 18, one of my favorites. Rob's monologue.
That states he was trying to get away. He was a man with a gun on our property, trying to kill us. I subdued him.
Like when he gets bored. So this is my Marine friend, Rob, sitting it like this in court. I'm so bored. Like, just end this. So that's him in court. But when he gets really bored and annoyed, he he gets into this monologue. Like, someone was trying to kill me on my property. Like, he goes on this like monologue I would say at least once every 30 minutes when he gets bored, and it has nothing to do with the question. He just goes on this, he must have practiced this monologue in the mirror, because he just goes on this like monologue, and it's nearly the same almost every time. Now, if you guys are familiar with narcissists, if you listen to what they're accusing others of doing, it's usually a confession. And that's all I have to say about narcissists. I'm not necessarily tying that to this case. My last one is 19, and I think we covered this already, was with the witness in complaining about people complaining about her looks in the chat, because that's really the important part of this trial. Anyway, I have t-shirts made with hashtag Free Michael on them. If you're watching this on Facebook, you'll need to click out to YouTube. It's in our store. All the proceeds from that, anything I make on that, will go directly to Michael Barisone, helping pay for fees, trials, lawyers, a haircut when he gets out. Let's show him some support. I know there's been lots of people in the chat doing so. Everything, it's been great. If you have comments, concerns, your hot takes that I can add, I'll do another video next weekend with all the hot takes. Feel free to add that in the comment section. I know a lot of you have messaged me already with your hot takes, your theories behind it. Who shot who done it? Like, this is the craziest case ever, because like the facts don't even matter anymore because it's just so chaotic. Those are my hot takes, you guys. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging out. We will have more coverage for you. Let's hashtag Free Michael. Let's get Michael out of there.